Okay, so can this be heard? Okay, so can this be...
We took £10 in the shop this morning in 2 hours.
Well, there was another 15 this afternoon.
So are you looking for stuff now?
Yes, I'm going to put it out on Facebook that I want.
I've got a book of stuff you can have.
I don't want books, DVDs.
No, it's not books. No, it's not books, because you've got more books than
yes,
the library has.
No, yes.
You need any pictures?
I can't seem to make it hot enough and can't over. So I have to figure out something else. I'm going to make a wedge for this because I know that will hold. The wedge needs to be strong enough to withstand the force of impact, because if that wedge fails, then the handle can slide right off.
Excuse me, whoever is. What is it? Is it a television?
Got the radio on or something?
Can you switch it off, please, or put yourself on mute? Has it gone yet? Has it gone? Gone quiet, haven't we? Right, I think it's gone 7:30.
Has indeed.
I think we can start the meeting. And welcome back those who were here an hour earlier for the AGM. And welcome to those who have just joined us now. And for those who've just joined us, can I just mention that I am informed that the meeting is being recorded and filmed by a resident. We haven't been told or asked, but I've seen it on Facebook. Last month's meeting was also recorded, but we were not informed. Can I just say that anyone who doesn't want to be on the recording, turn off the video camera and mute button unless you wish to speak, and then please put your mute button on. You don't have to put your recording on, but it'll probably give your name, because usually it gives you name of who you are. So it's just a matter of clearing ourselves if anything did happen. Right, we'll start with public question time. Have we got anybody who wants to ask a question? If you've got your little icon or hand up or anything. Now I can't. Dan Bowman, is that you?
Hi everyone. Yeah, my question, I was wondering if there's ever been anyone had a look at the little bridge down at the bottom of the woods. You know, that little bridge where half of it's sort of missing. It's a bit dangerous. I was wondering if anyone had ever sort of had a look at it or got it priced up to fix.
Is this Bluebell Woods?
That's the one, yeah, the one down the bottom.
Private. Can I just say that's privately owned? We
Oh,
don't.
even that, oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. It was owned by 2 brothers, but that was a long time ago. The sister lived in Werrington, but I would imagine she's no longer living. And I don't know who it is, but she was telling me about who owned it, and it was her brothers that owned it. It had come down to them.
Oh, see, I didn't know. That's a shame.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Would the footpath to be able to intervene with that one, or?
Is that in Bluebell Woods as well?
Yeah, is it a public footpath?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know whether that comes under the Sue Barrett.
I don't know.
Sue Barney?
I don't think it is.
Isn't that a bridle path?
Bridle path, yeah.
Is it Tony, a bridle path? What, in Bluebell Woods?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see into that. nobody's ever brought it, but I do know the bridge.
Yeah. If you look it up, it is a bridle path,
Yeah,
and
we just said
it is part of the history of Werrington.
Right. But the thing is that area is privately owned, so it may not come under us. That's the thing.
Yeah,
And it would,
fine.
okay, but we'll certainly look into it. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll put Bluebell Woods. I can remember it then. Anybody else?
I don't think he's just calling it Bluebell Woods. I think it is called a bridle path, and I think that needs investigating. Not just calling it Bluebell Woods.
Right. Does it go through the woods though?
It goes down.
Yeah.
Across the path where Dan's talking about.
Yeah.
But it actually goes up onto the common.
Right.
And then onto Wackley Moor.
Right.
My understanding is that
in that case, that may be Wackley Moor.
Well,
it may well be.
It may well be. I'm not suggesting it's within your remit.
No, but it may very well be Wackley Moor.
What I'm saying is, it may well be in that bit.
Leave it with us, and we'll make inquiries about that. Thank you.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to ask was from the last meeting, where Zoe and Gemma were very informative, very, very informative, and I thank them for it, is about Me Road. So we've now got the situation where Werrington Wasps are involved in training on Werrington School.
Yes.
Basically what I'll say.
Yeah.
But my understanding is that as long as, and I'm trying to be very fair about this, as long as people contact from a club who have insurance, they contact Zoe or Gemma, whoever, they are allowed to train with insurance or whatever they've got to have on Me Road. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, always has been. Yes.
So, nobody ever said you couldn't.
Well,
yes. Well,
let's put it like this. Officially, nobody has ever said you couldn't. We are aware that one person said you couldn't, but it's not official.
Off his own back. Yeah.
Which is why, you know, one of the reasons I'm on here now, and I suspect Dan is in the same mind, is that there's lots and lots of, you know, comments going around on social media about you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. And actually, I want to get down to the limits of it that says the kids can train over on Me Road, given the right notice, the right investigation, the right this and the right, because everybody thinks that you're the worst in the world.
I know they do. They always have done. I mean, the youngsters can kick a ball about and everything. They've never been stopped playing football. It's the teams, they can train on there as long as they've got insurance to cover themselves. But I mean, all the kids, because there used to be a plaque on the gate. I don't know whether that's gone missing, but it was always for the boys and girls groups of Werrington and the young people of the village. So we've always had this since I've been on about it. But no, they can go on. Yes, not a problem.
Right. So following on, I'm just following on from last time then. So we talked about, or Zoe talked about and Gemma talked about, that the ball pitch, I don't know what you call it, is that what you call it, a ball court, whatever it is, there's problems with drainage. You don't know what the drainage is, and you know, I go back to, I am sure there are minutes going back and plans years ago to find out what the problem is. So is that being investigated?
Spent a fortune trying to investigate.
We have, yes. Yeah, thousands upon thousands of pounds. That has
Video
been,
cameras down the drains and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
How reasonably can you answer me that says these have been plans that have been through the parish council, members, minutes, plans, and you can't answer the questions? It beggars belief. I'm sorry, it beggars belief.
I don't think I understand the question. I'm sorry.
No.
Right.
Exactly what are you trying to say? Why is there a problem with the drains? Is
Well,
that
you
the
told me
question?
there's problems with the drains last time.
Yes. Well,
I've got it written down here.
yeah, there is problems with the drains. And what we're saying to you is, we have spent a small fortune trying to resolve the issue.
Right.
And it is one of those problems that is just not going away.
I get
And it's
that.
not that we don't care, it's that we don't seem to be able to resolve it. I mean, Zoe, do you want to come in on this?
It's Gemma who wants to come in.
Does Gemma want to come in?
Go on, Gemma.
Yeah, I think what Sue's alluding to is Tony wasn't here on the last meeting. When that ball court got the permission to go ahead and was built, can you remember anything about that, Tony? Like an approximate year, so we can at least look at minutes and narrow it down to a year.
Oh, I can't remember exactly when there.
It could be around about 2004 or 5, something like that.
I think it's something like that.
Okay, so that gives us a starting point. I know what Sue's saying. That gives me and Zoe a starting point to look through the minutes, that years.
I think if I'm honest, right, what I'll say to you is everybody else move to one side and I'll talk to Zoe and Gemma, and they will know where I'm coming from. I've worked in admin for the most of my life. I have been a project manager. I have been in... I mean, you know, whoever wants to look away. I'm not bothered. But all I'm saying is you have minutes and you have records. Now, if those records haven't been handed down, then fair enough. Own up. But this has been going on for donkey's years and nobody can track it back. And I think that is abysmal. Zoe, happy to talk to you.
So I became clerk in December 2017.
Yeah.
My handover from the previous clerk was 2, maybe 3 cardboard boxes with papers in. Nothing on the computer. He didn't trust computers. And I will hold my hands up that since taking on the job, I literally haven't had the time to go through the boxes. I went through and picked out anything that looked obviously important. I really haven't had time to go through the bits of paper, the old minutes that are in there. If it was on the computer, I could do a search and find it.
I accept that. I accept that, Zoe. Honestly and truthfully, I feel for you and Gemma in this. You know, I'm not suggesting there's anything untoward at all, apart from poor administration in the past, and you've had to absorb it and crack on.
Can I just come in here? The clerk,
you can do what you like.
Sorry, I am being polite. I'm not being rude. The clerk that was clerk for 30 years, who passed away, who they all know if you clerk, you store the items at home, whose son came along and had a bonfire, and the lot went. Plus, also, a lot of us have not been on right from the beginning.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So we're all doing this, you know, but we're all tarred with the same brush.
No. No,
but we are not by you, but you go on Facebook
I
and we're
agree.
all discussing factors. They don't think that we have families who probably read Facebook and read what
I agree.
so I can only say it's a godsend since we had Zoe, because we went through 2 other clerks, but unfortunately there was 3 councillors on the committee who bullied them off. And the last one who passed on to Zoe was bullied mercifully by the chairman.
Hurry up about it and get back in your bed.
Seriously, Chair, I agree with what you've said. I am not tarring everybody with the same brush. However, there seems to be a bit of a, how can I put it? You've all suffered from what went on.
And that's why we're trying to make it better.
Yeah, and that's why there's different people on here who are logging on. I'm not suggesting I want to go on the parish council. I'm viewing what's going on because it interests me. I have 4 young grandchildren who, well, 2 of them live within the parish, and my children, who are 37 and 39, grew up in this place. My father-in-law was on the parish council, and he came off because he was demoralised.
Exactly.
Demoralised. He tried.
Father-in-law, can we ask Sue, who was your father-in-law?
Bob Barnett.
Bob Barnett from Park Drive, was he?
Yeah, he did. Park Drive, yeah. He tried everything. He tried everything to get things for kids. And unless you live in the YMC, you know, the youth offender, you get nothing.
No.
And nothing's changed over 40 years. And I am so, I you know, sorry, I'm a bit incensed about the injustice. The injustice.
Mm. I mean, my children are older than yours. There was and I've been
there's nothing changes. And I hope, you know, Zoe and Gemma are, I have to say, are like a, you know, they're a rainbow. You know, they're trying to find things. You know, I didn't know what is it called? I don't know what you're talking about later. The pump ramp. I didn't know what a pump ramp was. I had to go and look it up.
Don't we all?
But I'm just so pleased that something is happening, and that's why I log on tonight. Yeah. I'm just passionate, but it's so hard because everything is so, it's dated. Sorry. It's dated.
Well, I don't think we necessarily disagree with that.
I don't mean that offence.
We don't disagree with you.
I'm 62, so I'm not young, for God's sake.
Than you.
But I just feel we need some fresh blood to help everybody, young, old, whether or not you're looking for a new, you know, for a new burial ground, which was what Bob always said they used to want.
Yeah, he did.
That's a long and complicated story. Yeah. You don't want to go there.
But I've got a 3-year-old who, you know, I want to look at the bridge for everybody. Sorry, that's a bit impassioned. I'm probably a bit over the top.
I don't think any of us would disagree with you, Sue.
No.
And we are trying to do something, but at the end of the day, you have to say, you know, everything costs money.
Yeah.
It does, Jocelyn, it does. But I also think you need some fresh faces to come in and challenge you and say, okay, you know, you say this, you say that, you know, why are we thinking about buying water butts for the people on the allotments? Book of them, let them buy their own.
That they're using is so expensive.
No, let them buy their own.
Climate change,
Barbara. No, let them buy their own. They're not.
Yeah, they've got one tap, and that's by law. They've got to have a tap.
But
sorry, but that's
fine. Let them buy their own water butt, though. They're not. Look, I'm retired.
Just move on.
I'm retired. I'm retired. I have got enough money to buy a water butt. I'd rather spend the money buying a water butt than charging my kids to go down wherever it is, Malthouse thingy. It's daft. It's daft.
Excuse me, may I make a comment?
Yeah, please.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I've spoken to 1 or 2 people in different areas that have got allotments, and from what they're telling me, they've been provided with water butts, but I think people like local businesses, local garden centres have chipped in and helped out with the costs. I'm wondering, we live in an area close to JCB, we've got Jackson's, Thursfield. Would it not be possible to speak to people like the co-op as well and see if they maybe would chip in and help with the costs?
Why are you so, why cannot people buy what they need for their area? Why do we have to keep subsidising?
Well, if we get people to contribute, then we won't have to buy, will we?
Zoe, you're next, please.
Sorry, it was just in response to Sue. I completely agree, and I think the councillors agree. We need to stop providing all this water a tap each, and that was sort of, I think that was sort of a means of sort of like, well, we're taking your taps away, but we will do this. When I informed one lady who phoned me last week to report the tap broken, that's what we were going to be doing, you would not believe the amount of abuse that I got. I was shocked, you know, even when I said, yes, we're putting water butts in, etc. And she said that the council should provide allotments for them and pay the costs of them.
Yeah,
so that's what we're up against, but it shouldn't mean that we don't make tough decisions.
Well, bugger off from the allotments then and let somebody else do it.
Chris Brown, you've got Chris Brownsword indicating chair.
Have I? I haven't got a picture of him.
Yeah.
Would you like to come in?
Hi, yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Can't see you, but we can hear you.
So I know it was mentioned briefly in the chat last meeting about the possibility of broadcasting the council meetings going forwards. I know you can't have them on Zoom. I was just wondering if it's been looked into whether there would be a possibility to broadcast them to the public going forwards.
Zoe?
Sorry, just bear with me, Chris. I am trying to take the minutes as well. And I took on board what you were saying, and we can look to get the dongle, because I'm not sure what the situation is in the village hall with the broadband. I've sort of had a brief sort of light discussion with those who manage the village hall about when we can come back, where's the safest room, etc., etc. And then once I've got a better idea of what the restrictions are going to be, where we'll be allowed to be, etc., then I will be pursuing it more, because the dongles aren't particularly costly, so that shouldn't be an issue towards it. It's more really my competence in how it'd need to be set up. Once we know which room we'd have to be in, the smaller one or the large one, and my competence in setting it up so that I can chair the meeting and do the bits I'm trying to do now with chat and making sure everyone's muted, unmuted. So if we go ahead with that, I'm maybe asking you for some advice, because I think you're probably more au fait with it all than I am.
I'd be more than happy to come and help set it up and even manage it if you need help with that. That would be fine. It's just to try to make it as accessible for the meetings as possible for people going forwards.
Yeah, I know that some councils do live stream theirs, but that's beyond my capabilities. But certainly, if it means that more people are able to join in with the meetings and be more involved in the democratic process, then it's certainly something that we would need to look into. And if the only limitation is my knowledge and capability of doing it, then I'll try and learn what I need to know.
Okay.
I think, Zoe, to be fair, I think we need to keep this impetus up. I think we need to keep this impetus up about people being interested in the village. It's not about whether or not you agree with you, nor
Commitment to the village.
With you.
Yeah, I
think it's about being able to be a voice in the village, even if you're sitting at home and you can't get there because the children are asleep. I don't have any children. I've got grandchildren. So to me, I mean, my husband's sitting upstairs playing on his game. It doesn't make any difference to me. But I really am incensed to be part of what's going on. I really am. And that's not to say you're not doing a good job. Seriously, I'm not here to go, ooh, you're not doing a good job. I'm here to say I want to give my voice. As I say, I'm not sure, I might, but I'm not sure if a parish council is where I want to be. But I want to have a voice in the village. And I'm sure that there are so many people who say, all right, I can't go to the village hall, or this, that, and the other. But they might want to just log in and listen and be interested.
The problem is that there's legislation. During COVID, the government enacted legislation that allowed us.
I get you. Yeah.
Which expires at the end of this week, which is why the AGM is this week. And after that, we have to meet face to face because the government will not extend the legislation. And
but that's not to say you can't. But that's not to say you can't publish it at the same time that people can log in and have a look.
Well, we can if we've got the facilities to do it. That's
which is where Zoe comes from.
Yeah, exactly.
That is asking for help from people who are far better than me in IT, who can come in and go, poof, there you go.
Can I just, we're now at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know whether there's anybody else who wants to speak.
Sorry.
All right, my blooming thing's gone funny. Oh, I've lost everybody. Just a minute. Yeah. Is there anybody who wants to speak? Because as I say, I've now got 16 pictures. I don't know where the 16 have come from. It's normally 12. And I can't see anybody with their hands up who wish to speak.
No, I've got nobody with their hands raised, Chair.
Have you, Zoe?
What's the next bit?
I
Sorry.
haven't on that screen. Sorry, bear with me.
I can't see anybody.
I can't see anybody with a hand raised.
Right, okay.
Okay. So in that case, then, I'll bring an end to the public question time and we'll carry on now with the main meeting. Is Ross with us, Zoe?
No, he sent his apologies. It's the same time as one of his other meetings.
Yes, plus, yes, okay. So we'll go on to the main agenda and have we any apologies? Only David, haven't we?
Yeah.
Declarations of interest. Have we got any from the agenda? I don't think we have. No. Register of interests. Councillors are reminded of the need to maintain their register of interests. Anybody? No. Agenda item 4, minutes to consider for accuracy and approve the following. Minutes of the last meeting. Have you all seen them?
Yeah.
Approve them? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we anything coming from them? We've got an action plan, which I think is quite explanatory in itself. Let me find it.
Change what
Have the minutes been passed? Sorry, Barbara. I just keep the light on.
Justin's moved them. Have we got a seconder?
Yes.
Yes, Derek.
Thanks, Derek.
Right, the action plan. Now, the unused area, the allotments about the wildflower, can we plant them now? Can we scatter them? Yes, Zoe?
Yes. Well, yes and no. We really need to wait for it to, because it's so unseasonably cold.
Yeah.
We need to wait till it warms up. So we're probably looking at the week after next.
Okay, Zoe?
Before we plant them, I've got to get permission. It's not our land, it's district council land. So I've been in touch, and now I know from meeting you last week exactly what we need.
Yeah.
I can let them know. I can't see it being a problem, them giving us permission.
I can't see it being a problem.
No,
It's the
'cause they're
weather
going
that's a
ahead.
pain in the bum.
Yeah.
It's the coldest
Pardon?
April on record.
I know. Yeah.
And there's no point in sowing anything because it won't survive the frost.
April on record.
Yeah. New lease for bowling club, well, that's on hold until restrictions are lifted. The other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are Ross. Have we heard anything of him about any of things?
He said anything to do with parking is in the pipeline, or he's waiting until restrictions are fully lifted, and then he will be coming out to try and meet people and look at exactly what's needed.
Okay. And this one where he thought it had been completed, about the trees trimmed at property on Washable Lane. Do we know if that has actually been done? Because he thought it had done. He thought it had been completed.
I think it was Ken that said it hadn't, and I've not heard anything since. I've not heard any more. I've not had any more complaints about them being overgrown.
Right. And I told you that I'd checked that other one, didn't I? And they'd been cut back.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other items, well, that's in confidential. Prepare 5-year implementation plan for the sports ground and whole council. That's in progress. Beneficiary grants to the website ongoing. Quotes for the height restriction bar, that's on hold.
That's done now.
Is it done? Oh, right.
Well, I don't think it's been put in as it yet, Gemma, but it's been ordered.
It's going on this week. It's going on this week on Me Road, yeah.
Thank you. Ongoing, look into alternative sources of power for the sports ground, such as solar panels and possible grants available. That's ongoing, is it, Gemma?
Yeah, still ongoing.
Funny enough, investigative drainage issues. That's ongoing.
That's taken place today.
Oh, has it?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So I should get the reports for that very soon.
Okay. Look into small alternatives for the Lensman's Hut. That's ongoing. Investigating installing water butts to the allotments. Is that on hold or ongoing, or?
We need to write to all the plot holders when we know exactly what's being done there.
Okay. No training of it. Oh, arrange for ROSPA play equipment inspection training for the deputy clerk, but I presume there's no training available at present. Is that right?
I'm monitoring it. There's nothing available.
Okay. I think everything's sort of. We've done about the sowing and the wildflowers, littering and dog fouling. But that's David, and he isn't here, so. And that's the next one's David. No. Okay. Right. We've done the actions. Accounts. Zoe, to approve the accounts.
Yeah, apologies that they were only sent round today, but because we've brought the meeting forward, obviously April only finished on Friday, so today was the first day I've been back in work to do them.
Yeah.
But I did manage to send them round prior to the meeting. So if anybody has got any questions.
No, I haven't. Yes. Yes, Jocelyn.
The cost centre and codes, the insurance.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that how much we put in the budget to pay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Does that include what's legal fees? Why have we got legal fees in there?
When it was planned to transfer the sports ground to a trust, we would have needed legal fees for that. I thought I'd remove them for this year, or I may have kept a few in for doing all the land registry stuff and things.
Right. One thing was, The Windmill Football Club, are they? Is that a figure per year?
That's for 2 teams because they were offered 50% discount as a previously using team. So yeah, that's their season.
Right. Yeah. Any other questions, Jo?
No, in that case, I'll move them, Chair.
Okay, they're moved. A seconder? Anybody likes to second them? Eric, thank you. Next month's payment schedule. We looked at that. Move it. Right, thank you. Right. Agenda item 7, staff's reports. We go first to the clerk's report.
Yeah. Just give me a second, please. I need to learn shorthand.
I'll teach you.
Right. I'll keep this brief. I needed to let you know that the insurance, I've had an email through to remind us it's due for the 1st of June, and you've got a choice of 1 year, 3 year or 5 year. Obviously, the more longer you tie yourselves into them, the cheaper the rate will be. So 1 year is 1,846.39, 3 year 1,769.27, 5 year 1,692.16. I'm guessing that will go up once we've got the pump track, because obviously we'll have to add that onto our insurance. But as things stand, that's what it is. So I will need to let them know which one we want to go for prior to the 1st of June.
Mm-hmm. How long have we been with this insurance company, Chair?
Who were we with?
Zurich.
You've been with them a long time, haven't we?
We have, yeah, we have. Yeah.
You have. They've been very good from my perspective. They've always been helpful, especially with all the COVID stuff. They didn't make any increases when we insured all the volunteers and everything. They provide template documents for simple things to do, and like I say, I found them very good. But I would still recommend sort of shopping around. I'm not sure, given all the work I've still got to do for the audit, I'm going to have time to shop around prior to the 1st. And obviously
we go for 12 months, and that gives you time.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, because I was going to say, I think we need to know if that's the cheapest quote. So if we say we renew for 12 months.
Okay.
And that gives you time for the next year.
Yeah, that's fine. The only other thing I think really was I've had a report. Sorry, I've had a report about a cherry tree and the overgrown vegetation at the car park to me road. Now I know that the I don't really know what they are, like hedge type things around it do get overgrown, and I know myself trying to pull out from there and see can be a problem. But there's been a report that the children are climbing up the cherry tree, and the report was that they were concerned for the safety. I mean, I know kids have been climbing trees since forever, but the request was whether we could just have the low branches removed just to make it safer.
Copies.
So if it's okay, I can go ahead and get that work done. But I know the vegetation around the outside needs doing.
Yeah, get it done.
Yeah. I agree. Okay. Is that
that's it for me, thank you.
Okay. Next one's Gemma with your report.
My report was just, we've confirmed in the AGM that the inspection sheets, if the councillors want to get in touch with me, and I can arrange to meet with you in May to go through your first inspection sheet, and then I'll meet with you as often as you need until you're comfortable to continue doing it by yourselves. We've done me roads and we've done the allotments. Just need to confirm for the lights and the trees and the footpaths, and then we'll get that one on the go. The next one was the height restriction barrier. That should be going on this week. It should have been last week, but the wrong part came, so it should be this week now. Also on me road, there's new bins in place, and they are larger than the ones that we had before. So where we discussed the possibility of getting a larger container on there as well, I was going to suggest that we perhaps wait and see how it goes with these 2 larger bins to if it's still needed or not. And then the 4th point I had is, can I purchase the defib battery for the sports ground? The car boot went well on Saturday, the first one, and they're continuing with the car boots every Saturday from now on. And we've been approached by the Staffordshire Victoria Football Club. They wish to join Werrington Sports Ground and have one male team who has connections with Morville Hall. So we'll park there for their game, so we haven't got a parking issue at the same time as the Windmill play. But they've also got a female team as well, and they don't kick off until 2 o'clock, so there's not a conflict of interest. So then we'll have the Windmills 3 teams using 1 adult pitch, and I was going to put to council for the confidential that we turn and make another adult pitch for these 2 new teams to play on that have requested hiring the facility as well. And then we'd still have the couple of junior pitches down at the bottom. But I can discuss the quotation for changing the pitch layout in the confidential. I just want to make everybody aware that there's another 2 adult teams, one being a ladies team that would like to come and sign up for the year at the sports ground.
That's a sign for the time. I don't think I've ever heard of a ladies football team before. It's a sign of the times.
Staffordshire Victoria. I met them on Sunday, gave them a guided tour. They were really impressed and happy with the facility. Drainage inspections taken place today, so as soon as I've got the reports for that, I'll get them out. I'm awaiting for a quote for the possible, obviously it's not definite, just ideas of prices of the demolishing of the Lentzman's hut. Me Road, I brought to your attention the other entrance, not the car park entrance, the other side. Is that the parish council's responsibility? Because it's looking a bit tired and weary now.
It's the fencing, isn't it? Yes, Zoe.
I was just about to say, the photo you took is, I'm useless with the streets. I do apologise. Is it Penn something? Where that little
Penmere Drive,
where that little entrance is.
Yeah.
I think the fencing there could be ours. I haven't been on it close enough. The bottom entrance that I've always assumed was ours doesn't actually belong to the parish council.
No.
So
By bottom, is that by the scout hut? Do you mean
Yes. Yes.
there? Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's the scout, isn't it?
Sorry.
Isn't it? Doesn't it belong to the scout hut? Doesn't it come under the perimeter of this? No.
No, it belongs to Fradley's.
Oh, he's died. Sorry.
Well, he never gave or passed over the actual bottom entrance. He kept hold of it. It's registered under their name.
Oh, right. Fair enough. Right.
Okay, and my final one was I've been researching the health and safety of a playing park, and we've always had the annual inspection done, which has to be done. But the recommendations are that the quarterly checked as well. So there's lots of companies that offer the quarterly checks. I'm just getting together all the information to present to council.
Okay.
And that's my report finished. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Have any councillors got any questions? No? No. Agenda item 8, sports ground, to consider the following: the reopening of the changing rooms and showers at the sports ground. Yes, Jocelyn? No? No. Anybody, any questions?
Gemma was going to say something. I'm waiting for
I
Gemma.
did actually, yeah.
The FA's approved it. And obviously
Right.
in my other job as well, I work at a leisure centre and our changing rooms and showers are back open again now. And the
Right.
windmill have requested it as well.
Okay.
Yes, we should do. I mean, if it's now allowed, then we
Yeah.
should be.
Yeah, no problem.
Chair, Chair,
Yes.
just winding the clock back there. If we are going to open them, bearing in mind that they've been closed for over 12 months now, before we do that, will they need a deep clean? And we must be mindful of COVID still.
I've
And
done it
also
all.
Legionella disease, we need to run all the water.
I've done it. I do it all weekly.
Well done, Gemma.
Right. So can I ask Gemma, Chair, are we in a position that we can open them?
We are, yeah. Legionella, we get the water gets tested every 8 to 12 weeks, depending on the results. And I flush the water of the whole sports centre every week on my weekly checks. So
Good.
it's all good to go from my part.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm sure the teams will be pleased to get those facilities back, Chair.
In time for the pub opening, yeah.
Saying nothing.
And the
You
other
actually feel
is
sorry for all the pubs that were going to serve food yesterday on Bank Holiday Monday.
And the other is the use of moss killer on the car park at the sports ground. Anybody any views on
Are
that?
you happy if I purchase some where it's shaded in the car park area? There's moss growing because sun never gets to it and it's just slippy. And I'm just thinking now with it being used a lot more and the car boots, if I can just clean the area up, if you're happy if I get some.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Right. Agenda item 9, grants application. And we've got the WASP application for storage shed. Is that you, Zoe?
I can start it off, yeah. We've had an application under our small grants fund. As you know, just to explain to anyone who isn't aware, we have 2 grant funds at the moment. We have what's known as the Power Fund, where we had money donated to us to support people through the COVID pandemic. And we have our own small grants fund, which is there to help community groups and organisations within Werrington if they need any help with something. So this is coming under the small grants fund. And as was mentioned earlier by Sue, the WASPs are now playing at Werrington Primary School, and they actually need a shed to keep their equipment in, rather than keep carrying it back and forth every time. Their lawnmower, the corner flags, all of that sort of stuff. So they're requesting £500 for a storage shed to keep their equipment in. I think I can see we've got Pete. I can't see who else we've got from the WASPs. I'm sorry, but if anyone had any questions, I'm sure Pete would be able to answer. Unless there was, I can't pick out anyone else from the WASPs.
No, I can't. No. Has any councillors any views on this?
What was the amount again, Chair?
£500.
500.
That's the £500 for a shed. Personally, I haven't got a problem with it.
I haven't got a problem with it. If it's needed, it's needed. And the school obviously can't provide, I know they can't provide any facilities for them for storage anything.
They had 74 there last Saturday, apparently.
Yeah, they did. And I think 76 the week before, wasn't it, as well?
So I think they need it.
Yeah. What does everybody else think? Are they in agreement?
So I'm perfectly happy to move it, Chair.
Derek?
Yeah, I mean, like you say, I've been down the last 2 weeks and observed the new location for the WASPs, and it's working very well for them. There's certainly excellent support within the community for it, and I think if we can and we have the finances, I think we should support that. It's a way of supporting what they're doing, and I'm all for supporting the youth of Werrington. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So do we have a vote on that, please? Are we all in favour of the WASP receiving £500? Any objections? Any abstentions? There you go, Zoe. Right.
Right. Okay. And we've had another application come in since the agenda went out, which is why I left it open in case we did have others. We've had an application. This one is under the Power Fund because it relates to COVID support. It's come from Sue Bransford, and I'm sure you're all aware of the Werrington Food Bank, as it's known. She's asking for a sum of £500 from the Power Fund to support the residents who are still struggling and are being referred to her. That is for provision of food supplies, especially your fresh fruit and things that are important, especially when the families have got children. Sorry, I've lost where I am. And your essentials, so you know your toilet rolls, your general provisions like that. So Sue is in the process of opening a bank account, and this is the reason we weren't able to support her previously. But she is in the process of doing that now and putting together a formal constitution. So what I would request is, if you are happy to support this and award the £500 under the Power Fund grant, that you approve it now with delegated authority to myself to award the money once I'm happy that all the criteria has been met. So once the bank account is open and I've got evidence of that and I've seen the constitution, Sue's already agreed to providing copies of receipts and everything for our accounts. So that's it really, providing you're happy to delegate to me to carry out all the checks necessary.
Well,
I'd be perfectly happy to.
Yeah. Yeah. Is anybody any other concerns or anything? Shall we have a vote on that then? Yes, Derek?
Well, I think we should congratulate Sue and the team that she's got for the work that she's done, and I'd obviously support this application.
I'm aware she was trying to step back from it, but because she said it was slowing down and she was looking at stepping back from it, but it's picked up again. So no, I think it's a very worthwhile cause to support.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, we'll go ahead with that then. Thank you.
Yeah. Sue, I'll be in touch to sort out what we need to do about that. Okay.
Any more grant applications? No, that it.
Can I just ask one question, Chair? For the Power Fund, we're sticking specific because we had very specific remit.
Yeah, we did.
We are sticking within that remit, aren't we? We're not moving outside it.
No.
It was given to support residents with relation to the pandemic, and I can't see why we would change that unless everything went back to normal. Nobody needed any help, and we'd still got some money left. We'd then have to go back to the person who donated.
But you have to go back to Phil Taylor. That was my point. If we move outside, we will have to get Phil Taylor's permission. No, that's fine. That was thank you, Chair.
People wanted to remain anonymous, but still.
Chair, can I just ask how much is left in the Power Fund?
Zoe?
Chairman.
It isn't me, it's in the questions.
And I haven't printed the accounts off for myself. It'll be on the accounts.
An approximate. Yeah. Okay. I'll get back to you, Katrina, with what it is.
It's on the accounts form, the one that says actual against budget. It'll tell you what's left in the budget is what's left in there. It's rolled over to this year. Less now, £1,000 that have been committed. Oh, sorry, 500 that's been committed to Sue's.
Is it about 6,000 we've got there?
We're between
5,000.
I think it was
5, isn't it?
I think it was just under 6. Sorry. I've been looking at numbers all day and now I can't remember what's what.
I know that feeling well.
Right, so agenda item 10, the Lego competition. To announce the winners in the Lego competition. Now that's
Logo. Logo, not
Did I say
Lego.
Lego? Sorry, logo.
Well, can I say, Chair? I know we said, but I have to admit, we've got one entry that is suitable.
It's very good.
Yes.
If you wouldn't mind, the entry that you're talking about, we have had a very good entry from 2 brothers, and my daughter is very artistic, digitally artistic, and she's turned it into, she's digitalized it. So this is just to show you what it would look like if you went with something like this. So if you just bear with me, I'm going to share my screen, if you don't mind. Can everyone see that?
That doesn't look too bad at all, actually.
Excellent.
So
I think we got that.
This is the design that the 2 brothers have submitted. They're in Key Stage 2, both of them, different years. And like I said, I gave it to my daughter and said, could you just show me what that would look like digitalized? Well, she offered. I wouldn't have a clue where to start, but that's the sort of thing it would look like if we went with that.
I think that's excellent.
I do. And we have given them plenty of weeks to enter.
And the schools have got back to me and said they've had no interest.
No, so I think we can say that's it. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I do.
What did we agree the prize would be? I can't remember.
I've got the prizes. I had bought them for each group, not knowing that we wouldn't get them. So I've got an art set aimed at the different Key Stage ages, and a book again aimed at the same ages. So I've got I've only got one for Key Stage 2, and then I've got one for Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 3. So I don't know what you want to do about awarding the prizes. I mean, I agree that that one that we've just seen is very good. It contains all of the key.
Can we mount that as a frame and give it to them as part of their prize?
Yes, we can have it framed.
Yeah.
Are we saying then that we're happy to go with that one and that one will be the winner?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I think so. Yeah. I mean, when you look at it, it's actually a very well done.
Yeah. The other one that came, can we give them something as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Please. Yeah.
Prize, yes.
Yeah. So because they're brothers, the 2, I can give one the runner-up one prize and the 2 brothers.
That's right.
The prizes. Yeah.
It's only fair.
And when we have the actual logo framed as part of their prize.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorted. Your fault, Zoe, for talking about Lego earlier.
That was about 2 hours ago.
I know. My brain's just scattered. Right. Allotments. Clearance work to create an additional Zoe, is that you? Allotments?
Sorry. Allotments.
Thank you.
Yeah, clearance work to create an additional allotments.
I've got a quote for the confidential. The quote is, there's quite a lot of overgrown patches that have obviously developed over time that could create another allotment patch because there's a big waiting list. There's also a lot of overgrown hedges, and the quote includes that, and it also includes fixing of the fence from the road traffic. from last weekend, but I can bring that up then.
Okay. Is that in confidential then?
Yeah.
And then the purchase and installation of a small notice board.
Yeah, that was that isn't included in the quote, but I've sent some example notice boards today because really all the compliance information needs displaying to the allotment holders, so there needs to be a notice board present really.
Okay. Right. So, agenda item 12, pump track at Mee Road. Provide an update.
Sorry, can I just say, I was catching up with my minutes. I do apologise. What was the outcome of the notice board? Is that approved, or are we still doing work on that? Sorry, I missed it.
I think we
need a notice board, don't we?
We do. Not a big one though, do we?
I haven't got anything that says
no,
what.
I haven't.
There was a link to the website with the notice boards on. I can go through the prices of them on the confidential part of the meeting if you want.
Yeah,
I just basically went with the cheapest one.
Right.
I just went with the cheapest one, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Dave, the tablet up, please.
Progress on the pump track.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I need to be an octopus tonight.
You do?
Right, yeah. As I informed you at the last meeting, we were successful in getting the grant from British Cycling and in drawing down the Section 106 money to match fund that from the District Council. We have got 3 proposals to go through. I do apologise, but this has to be done in confidential because it's of a commercially sensitive nature according to all the proposals. So we have to assess them in confidential. However, the results of that will obviously be made public and they'll be in the minutes. It's just any discussions of what's contained in them. So I'm assuming that we are going to award the contract to one of them tonight and let them know. The next bit is for them to meet with a small steering group, parents, children. I've got a couple of parents and a few children that have been involved right from the start and were coming to the meetings asking for the pump track a couple of years ago. They are still keen to be involved. And then they will work with the chosen contractor to come up with the final design, because they may be perfectly happy with what's proposed or they may want little changes. And if we can accommodate those in the budget, we will. And then all systems go. I am pushing for it to be completed by the summer holidays. I know that's a very tight timescale and all of the contractors are incredibly busy at the moment. But they have all said that they will do the best to try and accommodate that. I think it'd be a shame if we miss the summer holidays. I'd love to get it up and running for when the children are off. So that's the update on the pump track.
Okay,
I don't know if anyone's got any questions on it.
No.
Get it done.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be ready for summer. Correspondence. Have we any correspondence?
Did you have some, Barbara? I've got a feeling you said I'll mention that under correspondence.
Was it about the flowers for the 90th? Yes, it was, wasn't it? It was about the flowers. The parish council, we tell me if I'm wrong when I say it. We deliver flowers to anybody who's 90, 95 or 100. And we always know the ones of that age from the Ashwell Nursing Home or Elizabeth House. But in the community, we don't hear so much when anybody is coming up to that age. Did deliver some to a lady that was 100 on Armshead Road. She was brilliant. And so I'm just we just want to know either you can email me It's all right, my dog's chasing a cat through the window. He's inside, the cat's outside. And either me or Zoe, if you know of anybody who's coming up to that age, the next birthday, or 95 or 100. Thank you. Was that it? I'm sure that was it, wasn't it, Zoe?
I couldn't remember, I'm sorry.
Can't have been important then. Okay, it's one of those days today, I'm afraid.
The best idea for that, didn't she, Bob? Advertise Billy's life.
Yeah, that's it. We said we were going to,
We'd have it as an article for Billy. It doesn't have to be the full page, but we need something in Billy's life. It might be worth talking to David about having something, a little paragraph, every issue.
Yeah,
with contact details.
That's right. Council updates. Only that District Council got a new chairman. It's Paul Roberts from Caverswall, who is chair of Caverswall Parish Council as well. But nothing else.
They've had their AGM then, have they?
Yeah, we had it last week. They brought it forward as well. So, because I don't know how they're going to separate 56 councillors in that room when the meeting starts. If they're still going to do social distancing, I don't know how they're going to do it.
Now talking about you don't need social distancing, isn't it?
Well, they are, aren't they? Yes, yeah. But yes, they did bring it forward so we could still have it on Teams meeting. And it was one of the quickest meetings I've been to for the full council. But that's about it because we haven't really kicked in with the meetings. Right, so that's the end of the agenda. And I'll have to exclude the public and press from the meeting because we're about to go into confidential. But thank you for joining us once again. And we're not having a June meeting. The next meeting will be July. Okay.
At which time we will have to meet face to face.
That's true. So thank you.